Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Cram Jam. My name is Jack, also known as Peebus.
My name is Chris, also known as Eric I.
Wait a minute.
Well, fuck.
And
Oh my
I'm
God.
Anthony.
What's happened?
Marcus, you fucked up.
Marcus.
Marcus.
Marcus. Marcus, wake up!
Marcus, are you alive? What happened? Okay. This is unprecedented.
That's right, guys. We kicked Marcus out of Cram Jam.
That's right,
Yeah.
guys. We killed Marcus. Yay!
We did, everybody. Everybody applaud.
Woo!
We're changing
Yeah.
the name to Kra Ja.
The M has been
We have to
finally
take the
removed.
R out. We have to take the R out, too.
Christian has an R in his name.
I have an R in my name.
That's true.
Yeah.
Why'd you say it like that? That's true.
I'm sad. Anyways, sorry,
He's like, I
everybody.
wanted to remove the R.
If you haven't figured it out by now, unfortunately, Marcus will not be joining us for quite a few episodes in the upcoming weeks. Unfortunately, he has been taken.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't know why. We don't know by whom, but Marcus has gone missing. Investigations are out. Specifically, just the three of us are
Yeah.
investigating, and nobody else, because But we'll find out. We'll find out, and we'll get back to you guys as soon as we know anything about Marcus.
We'll post updates.
Speaking of Marcus's disappearance, you guys have a beautiful and lucky chance to give your own conspiracy theories and ideas on why he's gone. And while we're on the subject, let's talk about today's episode.
I'm incredibly impressed with that.
That was a
segue.
great segue. Good work,
I don't think
sir.
I don't think we've ever been. I don't think we've ever given the impression that we've been prepared more than that moment.
That was
Yeah.
improv.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we have entirely cleared up that was not planned, so that we don't look as professional now.
Ruins the immersion.
Yeah,
quite,
exactly.
quite.
4 and now 3 idiots just talking out of their ass for an
Yeah.
hour. So yeah, today's episode, we're talking about some of our favorite or our dumbest conspiracy theories. All I know about our decisions is that Anthony told me that we'll really like his. So, you know what? Why don't you go first?
Hold on, I gotta pull mine up because I'm referencing something. So,
Feel free. How long is that going to take?
Like 5 minutes.
All right, I'll do it.
Alright, sick.
I've got two today. Of course,
Sick.
there's the traditional ones like who really shot John F. Kennedy. The CIA is the correct answer.
This is true.
You know, stuff like that, moon landing, all of that, everything surrounding the JFK presidency. So, the two that I've picked today are strictly music related.
Oh.
So
Oh.
my first one is probably a little more niche than the second, but both of these, by the way, I got by watching TikTok. A couple people explained them, but this first one's not as credible. But everyone is familiar with Dave Grohl, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you at home who aren't, Dave Grohl is the lead singer, frontman of the Foo Fighters, and he was also the drummer of Nirvana. Super cool guy, really nice dude. He also plays the devil in Tenacious D.
Damn right.
And I have a very important question for you two. Do you remember the Cartoon Network TV show Destroy Build Destroy?
Yes. I did not watch it myself, but I do know of this show.
Now I did watch it, Anthony.
Oh, remember in high school? That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I think you need to elaborate a little bit.
There's no way we could possibly provide satisfactory context to that.
It really isn't.
God.
So I'm just gonna move right on. If you knew us in high school, you probably also don't know that. But anyways, the host of that show is Andrew WK.
Okay.
And I know that I, as a child, always confused Dave Grohl and Andrew WK because they look almost the same. They both famously wear a lot of like white T-shirts and jeans and have long, brown rock star hair and beards. But there's apparently a conspiracy that Andrew WK, he also is a musician. Andrew WK is actually a performance art being done by Dave Grohl to try to create like the ultimate rock star, which is incredibly ironic because that's already Dave Grohl. And I just found that so interesting. And I want us to rate these conspiracy theories on if we think it's true or if we think it's not. And we're going to use our famous rating system.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Good job or big knob.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you gentlemen think?
I'm going to give that one... I don't know. I think... I don't know whether... That's one of those that's like... That's not too crazy to be, like there could, in a world, there is a world where that could happen.
People have done similar things.
Exactly. There is a world where this for sure has happened.
Pause for a second. What did you just say?
PDQ Buck.
What the fuck is that?
A composer? But it's like, but it's not, It's like a joke composer. No.
Oh.
PDQ Buck.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Is, like a parody composer. We did a song, if you remember, Jack. My name Jeff.
I do. Okay. That is, first of all, that's the wrong song, but it's the same year. And second of all, that's not the same thing.
But it's an actual composer who has another fucking name. I forget what the phrase is called.
Right. Another example would be fuck me. I had his name in my head a minute ago. Jim Carrey played him in some movie, and he was like a freak on set. Andy Kaufman had a alter ego where he would like put on a bunch of prosthetics and like a fake beer gut, and he would be some asshole named Tony. So that's also a thing.
I think that's great. Just going around, just making yourself look totally different, and just being a dick, and then being like, no, that's not really who I am. Like that would just the biggest fucking got you moment.
Yeah. And that's another thing about Andy Kaufman in general. People genuinely don't know if he was always just playing a character or if that's how he was just in real life, even when he was just himself.
All right.
But yeah. So what are we getting at? I need some ratings.
Good job.
I'm gonna give that a good job. Job.
And it's not. I want to specify. It's not necessarily that Dave Grohl is Andrew WK. It's that he created him.
Right.
In his own image. But anyway, as I said, that one's a little more fun. The second one is genuinely concerning and
what do you mean?
I'll get to it in a minute, and far more credible. So, there is a theory that Paul McCartney died in a car crash, and that the Beatles replaced him with a different guy. Have you heard of this, Chris?
Yes,
we have webcams on, so I can see only Chris reacting.
I have heard of
broken.
this. I have heard of this. It's one among many. There are dead like celebrities that got replaced with other people or with clones. Is my favorite version of this one is that not only did they replace him with another person, but it was a clone that was created of him.
Avril Lavigne too.
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
Lavigne.
That was the exact name I thought of as well.
Yeah.
This is kind of similar, but there's a Star Wars fan theory called Bigger Luke, which is that there's some size discrepancy. Just let me finish. there's some size discrepancies in the Star Wars franchise on Luke's height, Mark Hamill, the actor's height.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so fans have decided that there are actually two different Luke Skywalkers. There's like Luke Prime and a clone of Luke Skywalker, called Bigger Luke. And it's like a 2-inch difference.
Who did these fucking measurements? He could be wearing different shoes.
Man's
Exactly. He
just
could
stuffed
be wearing
his
different
shoes.
He also like got in a car accident after filming one of the Star Wars films, so that's also probably a problem.
Yeah, that's why he looked like he had been like mauled in the original second Star Wars movie, the 5th episode. It's like he looks like he went through a car accident because he actually was.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm going to.
That's a good job.
I'm going to
right
read.
There's 2 Lukes.
Bigger Luke is a good job.
Bigger
absolutely.
Luke.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So I'm reading straight from the Wikipedia on this Paul McCartney conspiracy. And by the way, this Wikipedia article is titled "Paul is Dead." Here's what it says. According to the theory, McCartney died in a car crash, and to spare the public from grief, because this was like mid-Beatlemania, you know? People were losing their fucking minds about the Beatles.
Yeah.
So, to spare the public from grief, the surviving Beatles replaced him with the winner of a McCartney look-alike contest, sometimes identified as William Campbell or Billy Shears. Afterwards, the band left messages in their music and album artwork to communicate the truth to their fans. These include the 1968 song Glass Onion, in which Lennon sings, "Here's another clue for you all, the walrus was Paul." Which, what the fuck does that mean?
It's a clue, Jack. Can you not see?
You gotta decode.
And the cover of their album Abbey Road, in which McCartney is shown barefoot and walking out of step with his bandmates. He's the only one that's different. Also, on the back cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, he's the only one not facing forward, or vice versa, not facing backward. He's the only one facing a different direction. And that's like consistent in a lot of their album artwork after this supposed switch. There's always something off about Paul in the photos. But specifically with that Paul McCartney lookalike contest, this might not be true, but I saw it on TikTok that there actually was one. There was a Paul McCartney lookalike contest.
Okay.
But the winner was never announced. And so they secretly just took that winner and put him in. And there's also a cover-up to the theory that this was right before their acid era, you know, when they started releasing Yellow Submarine, I Am the Walrus, and all that shit. And so they covered up the fact that the new Paul wasn't as good with all the synthesizers and weird shit they did while recording. And that's fucking crazy. And I'm partially convinced.
Yeah. See, here's the thing is if you hear all of it, you're like, okay, now maybe, you know, there is a chance, but at the same time, I feel like they wouldn't have covered it up, because also, why cover it up?
Yeah.
Why
but
would
the
you?
reason they covered it up was so that they wouldn't freak out the fans or cause a dip in there. Because, again, it supposedly was mid-Beatlemania. They were topping the charts constantly. They were changing the way that music was being made. And if they just came out that, by the way, the second most famous member of our band just fucking died. And we've been famous for 3 years.
Yeah, that's fair. But,
awful.
I mean, they'd still be famous, but yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it wasn't a lookalike. It was just a skin suit, and they had another Paul McCartney, another Paul McCartney, guy, and they put a Paul McCartney skin suit on him. That's what it was. That's my theory. That's my Paul McCartney fan theory.
So it's the same, but there's a skin suit.
Yeah, they had the lookalike contest, but nobody really looked like him, so they're like, we'll just make one.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think it's much more realistic.
Maybe they had a lookalike contest, and his doppelganger was at the lookalike contest, and because of this, they both got fucking destroyed by an anomaly. And so they just picked the next person. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I also don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That was not tracking at all.
I was gonna ask you exactly what.
Oh man, I was just talking out of my ass.
All right. Anthony, are you ready to go, or should I go?
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
We have to
are you
rate
still
it.
going? Oh yeah, we have to rate it. We have to rate it.
We need a good job or a big knob.
I'm sticking. I don't think yours is real. I think it's the skin suit, so I'm gonna give it a big knob.
Fuck you.
Bring Paul McCartney back. Big job. Good job.
We never get it right.
There's never gonna be an episode when one of us doesn't fuck it up.
It has been almost 6 months since we started this podcast, and we have not once gotten through a full episode without fucking that up.
It has always been me.
No, I fuck it up all the time.
Really? Okay,
It's-
good. That makes you feel a lot better.
It's every one of us. It's fine.
Okay.
All right, Anthony, are you ready?
Absolutely. Okay, so do you guys remember when everyone wanted to raid Area 51?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It was July-ish of 2019, and I saw something and it just caught my eye.
Wasn't the
And-
raid like September 21st? I want to know if I got that right.
I think that's exactly right. Oh wait,
I have to look it up. I have to.
no worries.
Storm area. Oh, 20th. September 20th.
You were a fucking day off, dude.
Damn.
Um,
Meme
Well, I mean,
How
culture.
fucking dare you?
Well, anyways, so I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just doing some research, I guess, into some weird shit. Must have not been able to sleep that night. I don't know. But I had found that Area 51 was founded in 1955, right?
Yes.
And get this. In God We Trust. In God We Trust was put on money in 1957. So my theory is that we found God. And we fucking captured his ass. He is in Area 51. Straight up. That's my theory.
You fucking kidding me?
Please, this is not the one that you said we would love.
No.
Okay. Thank fucking God. Because I hate this.
So is that a big knob from Jack?
That's a fucking big knob. Now, what's your other one?
Chris?
After all this hype, and that's what this man pulls out and slaps on the table.
You needed 5 minutes for that.
Big fucking knob.
I want to find the exact dates. Okay.
damn you.
All right. With that being said, you guys know about this. This is going to be a little controversial, and I don't believe in this, but I was told this by my history teacher my junior year in high school, and I think it's funny, so I'm going to repeat it.
Please don't let this be that aliens made the fucking pyramid.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay. So, America.
Wait, was your
founded-
history teacher? Did your history teacher believe that aliens built the pyramids?
No.
No.
Okay, all right. You just immediately thought that, and I know you guys went to school together. So I was like, wait a second,
Okay,
Jack.
no.
I was like, wait a second, hold on. This is a history teacher.
No.
Okay,
One of
listen.
my history teachers was really cool. I'll say his name. He's got a band or whatever. His name is Mr. Moffat. He's fucking awesome. My other
Oh, yeah.
teacher is probably racist. Let's move on.
The guy I was talking about, Mr. Moffat, he's sick as fuck. He's the guy who did this, who told us this story.
Ooh.
He was
What's his
talking-
band? What's his social security?
All right.
I think
anyways.
it's, wait, I think it's Cab? K-A-B? I
Okay,
don't know. I
subtle-
want to
shout out.
plug him because he's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Shout
The
out.
Subtle distinctions. Jack, if you get that reference, I'll be wildly
Subtle
impressed.
distinctions? Of course I know what fucking subtle distinctions is.
What is it a reference to?
Kidding me? Yeah, rock band. Yep, Mark Moffat. K-A-B.
Huh.
Sick. Anyways, moving on.
Wait 1 second. I gotta do something for a second.
What does that mean?
There's. My father decided it was a great idea to play guitar directly outside of the room that I'm currently recording in, so I'm gonna go ask him to go play anywhere else. So I'll be right back.
All right.
The subtle distinctions. That's a reference to.
Fortress of Solitude.
All right. Cool.
I showed you that musical. Why
I
would
mean,
not get
sure, but you know it can happen.
that? All right, subtle
Whoa,
distinctions. It's a
Audacity
really good
tells me-
show, by the way.
Audacity tells me how much disk space I have left remaining for recording, and that is 66 hours.
Oh, it tells you in hours?
Yeah,
The fuck? I have 21 gigs free on my computer.
it's pretty sick.
Yeah. All right, there he is.
I have returned. All right.
What did he say?
He was like, "Oh, okay," and he just stopped playing. It was so sad. I feel
It's
bad.
like you're his parent.
Honestly, I feel guilty. I don't know why.
All right. Yeah, moving on, please.
Moving on. So America, obviously we were a colony, the British colony, whatever, and we went and had a Revolutionary War. We should not have won that fucking war. Let's be real. We were a militia. We were untrained. We had horrible weapons, and here is the British.
We is a relative term.
The United States coming to be.
Yeah.
The
three of us.
The three of us were on the front lines. Yeah. We were in the Battle of Yorktown.
Anywho, so I'm gonna keep on referring it to us as we, because that's just so much easier. Because
all right, go ahead.
Reference the United States a lot. Anywho, so we should not have won that war at all. The United Kingdom had won a lot of wars. They were a very organized military group.
They were the largest empire at the time.
Absolutely, damn right. And we should have lost it with them like cutting off resources from us and everything. There's no way in hell we should have won that, but we did. It's fucking a shot in the dark. We managed to colonize the entirety of what the United States is today. That should not have been able to happen with like the deal, the Louisiana Purchase and everything. That shouldn't have fucking happened. That you know how fucking stupid that purchase is. Like it was it's just straight bullshit. Yeah. And then we fucking won a couple other wars. We won Texas and everything. And we shouldn't have been winning any of these goddamn wars. And I'm not saying what we did was good, but we shouldn't have been doing the things that we were doing. And then World War I happens, and we just clean up shop there. And then the 20s happens. And it's called the Roaring 20s, you know? That's when everyone started having fun and everything. And then the 30s hit. We get the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 40s come, and we did not do good in that war. And we haven't been doing good in any war ever since then. And it all started after the 20s. And here is what my history teacher said. After the 20s, after girls started going out and having fun, this is I want you guys to know that Jack is currently very upset. So Christian is appalled by this. Now I'm reiterating, this is not my idea. This is what my teacher said. And I think it's funny.
We just talked so long about how fucking Moffat's fucking awesome.
We talked about how great he is, and now we're canceled. I want to say I never knew this man. I never once sponsored his beliefs. I cannot.
I don't think it's his either. I think he said that it was a student of his idea that he wrote in a paper, but I don't know. This was so long ago.
Look, I vaguely remember hearing this exact same concept. He didn't. I want to clarify. This wasn't curriculum. This was just a thing. This is just like a joke or a bit that he had. Maybe
he had a whole presentation PowerPoint set up about this one topic.
There was a full unit. Yeah.
Moffat had a lot of fucking bits, a lot of jokes. It was a good ass class. I love that thing. That class. But anyways, so what he was alluding to was as soon as girls started going out and having fun,
we got
and being independent,
we understand.
Just wait. He said, "God, stop taking care of us," because God apparently had been on our side through and throughout, the Americans' side, through and throughout, helping us here and there constantly. And then all of a sudden, women had rights.
Do I have to cut this out?
Are we allowed to keep this in? Is this allowed?
None of us believe in this.
I think you should make that more clear.
I have numerous times.
Yeah. Anyone?
We don't support any of the things that are being said here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just disclaimer for this whole episode. Whether or not we give it a big job or a good knob or whatever it is, we don't necessarily believe these conspiracy theories. These are conspiracy theories.
I want to say I do believe the Paul McCartney thing.
Yeah.
I think there's something there. But anyway.
There is no way in hell I believe in this, but it is funny to me, and that's why I brought it into this episode.
But okay. Here's the thing. I was there with you the whole time. I was like, oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Fascinating.
That's really strange. And then...
and then you said God, and Jack was all confused. He was with you up until the God part.
One of the reasons why I find it so funny to be is because it involves God, and I certainly don't believe in any religion. So, I just think that somebody has that belief out there, and I think that alone is funny. It might not be...
I'm going to put a second disclaimer here. Believe what you want to believe, unless you're a fucking freak. But what the
yeah, that's a knob. That's a big knob.
Coming into this episode, this is absolutely not what I was expecting to hear.
No, yeah.
Neither of the things that you said I could have possibly guessed.
I'd like to say that it is really weird with the chances that we had and everything, and then everything started going to shit. And maybe there is some conspiracy there, but that minute detail at the end
I think that is fascinating. Save the sexist part. That is fascinating.
Yes,
absolutely. Up until that point,
we were wrecking. America was wrecking shop until around the 30s, 40s ish.
We did kind of demolish Japan eventually, but I mean that was because of other things. Yeah, which that is its
racism.
own moral quandary.
Because of racism.
Yes.
And a whole mess of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Chris, I'd really love to hear what you have.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit for us. So I got a couple things. So I personally am a big fan of conspiracy theories in general. I think that they're hilarious. And when I was a young child, I would spend a lot of my time on the internet, and Facebook. You didn't have, like, nowadays they're making it so you have to provide photo ID to create an account and shit like that, which is stupid because I used to create spoof accounts all the time, and that's the only thing I ever used Facebook for.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this. So I have spent some time on like little like Facebook groups with of the conspiracy theory variety, especially when I was a kid, which is probably why I'm so brain dead. But I always liked to laugh at these almost all of them were all old people, because you can see the thing about Facebook conspiracy groups is they use their public profiles, so you could see everything about these people. So these are like successful like businessmen and women that are like, believe that that the moon landing was faked, or that 5G causes coronavirus, for example, with the more recent ones. Because I have gone on, especially during COVID, I went on for some of those things. But I have always loved conspiracy theories, and one of my favorite ones, because I think this is one of the stupidest ones, is the Mandela effect, which a lot of people seem to somewhat believe in, but I think the Mandela effect is probably the stupidest conspiracy theory, because it is just people trying to find an excuse for them not knowing something.
Pause. The Mandela effect isn't a conspiracy theory.
Let me go into the Mandela effect. So the theory behind the Mandela effect, for those of you who don't know, is that there are multiple different universes that are always somewhat converging and diverging, and every once in a while there will be a little slip, and we'll slip into a different universe we won't be able to tell, except for one tiny thing will change. For example, the one that it's named after is Nelson Mandela. A ton of people thought he was dead way before he was dead.
They thought that he died in like the 90s.
Yeah, in the 90s, but he died in 2013, and everyone was like, no, he was already dead. But he wasn't. So, it's that kind of a thing where just people were misinformed, but they're like, no, he died, but we're in another universe now where he didn't die.
I'm
until
interrupt
now.
real quick to say another one, and I want to see what you guys think. Spell Febreze. Like the company, Febreze. Spell it.
Febreze.
Febreze.
Right. Febreze, it's the Mandela effect applied to Febreze is that Febreze, a lot of
Hey, I got this new taco right now. It's hey, what are you doing? Hey, get out of here. Get out. No. Ooh, aliens here. Hey, no, help me. Alien.
All
right.
We're back in it.
All
All
right.
right, Mandela effect.
Sorry about that. Yeah, where were we? Febreze.
So I just found a bottle of Febreze in my room, and it has 3 E's in it. One at the beginning.
It's the breeze part of it only has the 1 E. There's no repetition of E's in succession. A lot of people remember it as being 2 E's. That's an example of the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
I've never heard the universe aspect of it.
So
I've
yes,
just known
that
it-
is the
I've only known it
conspiracy
as,
theory.
Yeah, I've only known it as just it's people misremembering things. It's like
Yes.
mass misremembering.
That is what it really is. But the conspiracy theory of the Mandela effect is that there are multiple universes. So some of my
Right.
favorite Mandela effect things would be like, okay, how do you spell the Bernstein Bears? Do you guys know? Do you guys
No
know
comment.
the Bernstein Bears?
I don't know how to spell
So-
it correctly, but I know what this one is.
Yes. So the correct spelling is Bernstein, Bernstein. But because everyone, it was pronounced as Bernstein, everyone thought that it was an E. And so, like, there are so many people that are so convinced that it was an E that they're not wrong, that they, believe that it was a different universe, and they went scouring across, old, like, TV guides and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they found
VHS tapes.
They found one old TV guide that was a misprint. That was a misprint, where they had a typo where the person spelled it with an E, and they went, "This is proof. This is proof that we're in a different universe than the original one." Because I'm not an idiot. Another one that I've seen.
Hold on,
is,
before you proceed.
Oh, yeah.
I like to note that I have no idea what the Bernstein Bears are, and I googled it, and I remember seeing other people with like books or some shit of that.
Yeah, it like there.
Yeah,
I never really.
I am one
read
of the
them.
people. I'm one of the people that distinctly remember. I remember like seeing the books, like in school and whatever. I can imagine the cover in my head, but like I always have remembered it being spelled with an E. Mm-hmm. But also,
See, everyone does.
I'm just
but-
wrong, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
but that's because it's pronounced differently. It's pronounced Bernstein, but it's spelled Bernstein. So that's why. But everyone wants to be right so bad that they're willing to say it was a different universe. Which I just think is so
Right.
ridiculous. Like, I've even seen one. This is only one person I know of that believed this, but they were talking about the spelling of raccoon, and they were like, "There's no way that there's 2 C's in raccoon. There's only that there's no that there's
You're right.
wait,
There is no way.
Yeah, that there's 1 C. Sorry, there's no way that there's 1 C. There's always been 2 C, just because he spelled it wrong. And I'm pretty sure this person just spelled it wrong, got called out for it, and was so, like, wanted to stand by that so bad that they made a whole YouTube video about it. And it was like, it's so stupid.
You ever get so angry that you have to make a YouTube video?
Exactly.
That's
So
fucking,
I
that's
just
fucking funny.
I think it's all just people not wanting so badly to not be wrong that they're willing to go so far. I just think it's so ridiculous. What do you guys think about the Mandela effect conspiracy?
I think the conspiracy is stupid.
Yes.
But I like the Mandela effect in general because I think it's
Yeah.
funny.
I agree.
I think it's cool to see.
Because you know what is
Agreed,
funny? Again, when I hear Mandela effect, the 2 things I think of are the Febreze and the Bernstein Bears. And I had it mixed up in my head. I thought it was originally spelled with an E and people thought it was with an A. But you have the fucking page right in front of you, so
Yeah.
it's definitely not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I give the Mandela effect on its own. Really good job.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. And then I have another conspiracy theory, and then I have another little thing to talk about because I personally have had some in real life experience with conspiracy theorists ranting to me about their conspiracies. But this one that I want to talk about is actually it's not really conspiracy theory, but it's along the same vein. So UFO sightings are the UFOs and their existence is being brought to Washington as a discussion topic.
Right.
Within the past year, I mean, within the past couple of years, there's been a ton of stuff. Like there is this Israeli security chief that started talking about how there is a galactic federation of aliens that, the governments know about, but they won't tell people. And this was after he had left office. And like, there's a bunch of other, like I think there was a Canadian one too that came out and said basically a similar thing. And then recently, the topic has been brought up more seriously, in like there might actually be aliens that the government is not telling us. Like the government is saying, yeah, there is stuff that we're not telling you guys about, for sure. So there was an interview with Barack Obama where he said to the interviewer, "There is stuff that I cannot tell you regarding aliens here on live TV. It's just stuff I can't tell you." And it's like, well, so there might be aliens out there. So this may or may not be conspiracy theory anymore, is the existence of aliens and, UFO sightings and them being like aliens. Like, for example, there is the big Tic Tac, the flying Tic Tac thing. It was a couple years ago, I think, but it was this, or maybe it was longer. I don't know. I don't remember the date of this. However, this thing was flying through the air, and they could not see any form of like propulsion on it, anything that should keep it up in the air, but it was just hovering, flying through the air at a steady speed. And like, it is on record that nobody really knows what this thing was. And so there's like a bunch of these UFOs that are now being brought up in Washington. And I want to see, what do you guys think of aliens? What are your guys' thoughts on the existence of aliens and whether or not they're out there for us, or they're here, I guess?
Go ahead.
I'd be conceited to think that we are the anomaly out of
True.
everything in the universe, that we are
Exactly.
the only planet with life. That's absolute horseshit. That is 100% horseshit. Now, may we be the most progressed? Possibly. I doubt it, but there are definitely other life forms out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
I would say there's no way there can't be.
Yeah, and it's because what's fascinating to me is the fact that, I mean, Earth alone has been around for fucking hundreds of millions of years, with all of the different complex life forms that have been on this planet. Who's to say that that's not happening at its very beginning, light years away?
Yeah.
It's entirely possible that I don't think that there's more advanced life forms in the universe. I think there's generally around the same area, because I mean, there's only so much you can do,
That we know
And
of.
so,
Well,
I guess,
with
but-
the elements that we know of, because here's the thing: is like, we don't know everything about the universe. We know most of what we know is theories. Most of what we know is just guesses that have worked out so far, and we're
Yeah.
like, okay, we know some things that we can like concretely see, but there is so much about just the world that's outside of this world, and so much about our world itself that we don't know. Like, we don't even know shit about our own oceans.
Yeah, we have 5% of it.
What fascinated, I think that number has increased recently, actually.
I'm
But
certain.
it's always increasing.
Yeah.
What's fascinated me, I saw
Oh,
again on
6%.
TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot. Nice. And this guy was talking about how if you had a telescope that could see far enough, you could see the Big Bang happen.
Is that real?
Because, I mean, anything that happens like on the sun, we won't know about it for 8 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
because it only travels at a certain speed, at the speed of light. So if you look, why is that funny?
You stuttered. I don't know why.
If you look far enough out into the distance, you can see into the past, essentially. So, like, the stars we're looking at, many of them are dead. We just haven't seen them die yet.
Yeah. Well, like, any supernovas or any, like, you know, dying stars that we see are dead. You know, like, there's so many, and there's a ton of stars out there that we can't see. Like, our tiny little segment of the galaxy or of the universe that we can see is so tiny, you know, like, because there's so much more, most likely, that we can't see because there's just stuff at the edge of our vision, you know? Like, honestly, it's kind of sad knowing that there's so much that humanity will most likely never even be able to see, you know?
Yeah.
Because it takes, at least as far as we know, there's not really a way to teleport millions of light years in a split second, you know? Like, that.
Yep.
That is really not something we know of how to do.
Do you guys... No, you go first.
That's another thing that ties into, like, there could be life out there that we just don't know about yet. That connects, again, to the things we're looking at are presented to us as they were millions of years ago because we haven't been able to, catch up because of the speed of light. And so planets that we're observing that are similar to Earth, we might be observing them in their very early stages of developing life.
They could already be at Earth.
Yeah. Right now, they could be exactly where we are, and we wouldn't know about it.
Right.
And they wouldn't know about us either.
We have tried contacting different X-planets, I believe they're called. I'm not aware if whether or not we have gotten any contact back. Will we, as the public, know? Either way, maybe.
Well, we may soon. That's the thing, is, like, apparently there is more to aliens than the public knows about that we may know soon.
There's that cloud that has a heartbeat, and I think it's in our galaxy that NASA detected.
Not familiar with that, but okay.
What?
That's fucking horrifying.
That's a.
I'm
eyeing my vape very suspiciously now. I'm a little bit cautious of you, sir.
Stay away from mysterious gamma ray heartbeat detected.
You want me to leave that in?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah,
mysterious gamma ray heartbeat detected from a cosmic gas cloud. I remember reading about this, and then what's that one fucking villain that was horribly depicted in Silver Surfer?
Galactus.
Galactus. And someone commented on this post that I saw. It was like, I can't believe we live in a universe where Galactus exists, and I also can't believe that we live in the Silver Surfer universe. Why, out of all the ones we live in, it's the one where he's a goddamn cloud.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Also, by the way, I'm going to give Aliens a good job. Also, Galactus more like Cassius. Anyway, Christian, what do you think?
I definitely think aliens are out there.
Of course.
I now live I moved recently for a little behind the scenes, and I now live kind of out in the country a little bit in comparison to where I used to live. And recently, my family had a little UFO sighting thing where we thought we saw UFOs, and we were all really confused because we saw this just strip of light slowly moving in the sky, and they'd disappear, and they'd move, and we were like, what else could that be? Because they're not flying like planes. They're flying too slow to be planes. Turns out it's fucking Elon Musk's like Skylink thing that he's making, which is a global internet, which still super cool, but it wasn't aliens, and we were all very disappointed. But I'm already becoming a little country bumpkin because I already had my first alien sighting, so I am obviously going to give this a good job.
I hated that phrase.
Me fucking either. Also, side note, fuck Elon Musk. Anthony, you say good job about
yeah.
We're talking about aliens.
Good job. I fucking love the idea of aliens. I actually have one more conspiracy theory, and it's a lot better than the previous two I had before mentioned.
You know it better be, or else no joke, we're skipping your segment.
Or else you're going the same way as Marcus.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 feet underground.
So, in 2005, Hurricane Katrina hit our eastern shores. And this shit is so fucking funny. There's an article online, you can find it. I remember reading it in 2011. And people who lived on the East Coast were blaming people who played Legend of Zelda. Why? Why?
Oh, you have told me about this.
Why, you might ask? Oh, because in the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, there's a legendary song called "The Song of Storms," played on an ocarina, and people on the Eastern Coast had blamed these Zelda gamers for playing "The Song of Storms" too hard. Furthermore, this one gets a little
too
bit
hard.
too hard. That's what it said in the article.
They were rocking out too hard, man.
This next part gets a little bit racist, and
Okay, then we'll skip it. I don't want to do this.
But before mentioning this, because I'm gonna mention it.
Why do we really have to?
My family, my heritage on my father's side is Jewish.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was actually about to bring this up.
Before I precursor this. Now, if you know what the Triforce is, it's a piece of fucking the game, Legend of Zelda, where it's 3 triangles together. And if you draw that and then put another one on top of it, but like upside down, it creates the Star of David.
Star of David.
And so, not only were they blaming people for playing the Song of Storms too hard, but they were also, believe it or not, could you guess what they blamed it on?
Gamers.
Yep, that's where I was going with that.
It is racist.
Yeah, the most oppressed group.
Most like disaster conspiracies are essentially boiled down to it's the Jews' fault.
Yeah. I fucking
And
hate
that's
people.
that's horse shit.
That's so many conspiracy theories. Are you kidding
me?
me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting and unoriginal.
I like the gamer idea a lot better.
Yeah, me too. Anyways,
I have
with
one
that,
last little thing.
Wait, hold
I
on.
wanted to
Rate
mention.
that. Big knob, fucking
Oh
fuck.
yeah. That's
I'll rate the Zelda part a good
the Zelda
job,
part is a
and
good job.
And the next
The
one we
rest
will
of
not
it is
mention.
not good.
You've gotten
Anyways.
one good job this video, Anthony. Congratulations. You did it.
Out of fucking
All right.
4, technically.
All right, Chris,
So
real quick.
I have had a couple in-person experiences with conspiracy theorists who have, started talking about their theories in person. And one of my favorites is my dad and I were going to a brunch with some of
I love
my
this story.
grandparents like close friends. And my grandparents, and we were standing outside and looking at the little like trails that jets leave that look like clouds in the sky. And, we were just talking about the fact that it was a clear day and kind of talking about how nice the weather was and stuff like that. Because it was an unusually cool day here where we live in, I don't remember where we said we live in.
Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho, yeah. It was an unusually cool day in this very hot Boise, Idaho that we live in. And we were looking at the clouds, and my dad and I were just chatting, and we were saying something about, yeah, it's weird that, it hasn't really gotten hot yet. And this lady that is my grandparents' like longtime friend, I've known her since I was born, looks at us dead in the eyes, straight face, and just goes, well, yeah, it's because of the chemtrails. And I start chuckling because
I think I've heard you say that.
That's one of my like just natural responses is laughing, but also because I love conspiracy theories and I think they're funny.
Yeah.
So I thought entirely
Because
that's a funny joke.
Objectively funny.
Yeah, it was a great joke, and I was
say,
like, oh,
well, it's because of the chemtrails.
yeah. And so I start chuckling, and then she keeps going, and my chuckle stops. And I just am staring, and I'm like, oh no, she's not kidding.
Oh
She continues to talk about this, and my dad and I are both standing there because I've made fun of specifically the chemtrails conspiracy theory with him multiple times at this point, and so him and I are standing there next to each other, just kind of dumbfounded and just kind of like nodding until she walks away, and then him and I turn to each other and both just break down laughing like when she can't see us. We're laughing because we're like, how we did not know how to respond. We've both known this person for so long, and all of a sudden it's like it's like just finding out that they have a double life. It's like, oh wow, you killed someone. Okay, it's like finding that out. It's that they're a conspiracy theorists that they believe.
I'm gonna have to say that that's not the same.
I will disagree with you on that. Sir, I've gotta say it right now. There's conspiracy theory anti-vaxxers that responsible for some deaths. So,
Jesus. All right.
But speaking of anti-vaxxers, I actually currently work with an anti-vaxxer.
Please.
So that's
please, we can't
fun.
do any more. We are running fucking really far.
All right, fine.
Big knob on that one. You actually reminded me real quick.
Yeah. Big knob on chemtrails.
Somebody that I used to do a couple of jobs for, like just clean up their yard and everything when I was younger. I went over by her house because my grandmother made her cookies, and so I brought her cookies. Really nice lady. And then we were talking about COVID. And she brought up how Obama was responsible, and so was Dr. Fauci.
That checks out.
Yep. She went into a lot of detail on how Trump was investigating into it, but I really don't want to get into that. Anywho.
Trump himself was investigating, spending long nights on his computer looking, all right, going through the Facebook pages, the same investigating that all of the old people do.
Mm-hmm. With that being said, it's time for today's surprise segment.
Woo!
And I thought today would be the perfect day to honor our fallen brother, Marcus. And that's why today's surprise segment, is about games like Among Us.
What?
Marcus is gonna be pissed that he's not here.
What the? I thought
Marcus is gonna be raving mad.
Listen, we've had Among Us.
If we ever hear from him again, he'll be angry.
Yeah, if he's still alive out there somewhere.
We have always had Among Us in every single one of these episodes, so why not keep the tradition strong? I thought.
Well, we already had aliens in there, so I mean.
I cannot fucking.
So I'm gonna name a couple.
Jack was so excited to finally have an episode that was fully 100% Among Us free, and yet.
All right, that was the end of the surprise segment, guys. Thank you guys for watching. No, I'm kidding. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name off a couple games, and then I'm gonna describe a couple that are either cool or fucking ridiculous, or any of the ones that you guys are interested in. So we got One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Secret Hitler.
Oh.
Witch Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Chameleon.
Witch Hunt is just. Wait, Witch Hunt is just.
No, not Witch It. Witch Hunt.
Oh.
So we got Chameleon.
Chameleon is really fucking awesome. I love Chameleon.
Chameleon's great.
It's a tabletop card game.
Most of these that I'm naming off right now are board games.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are all non-video, correct?
Right. Yeah. The Resistance Avalon, whatever the fuck that is. Spyfall 1 and 2. Deception Murder in Hong Kong.
That's specific.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to hear the description for this one?
No.
Okay. A fake.
Is the description Among Us?
My favorite title of all these games: A fake artist goes to New York.
What is this game?
Okay, no, actually, I've heard of that, and it's really fucking funny.
A word association, drawing, picture association with a little bit of deception. The master player orders a drawing by selecting a set of words. The other players collaboratively make that drawing. The catch is that one player is the fake artist. Doesn't know which words to draw, but he has a fake that he does so that he doesn't get found out. Cool.
Also known as Push the Button.
Push the button.
Jackbox.
Jackbox Party 6. Faking It. Jackbox Party 3.
Oh, that's right.
2 Rooms in a Boom.
Pause. Hold on. Did I finally just realize that they released almost the exact same game twice on Jackbox under different names?
Yep.
I mean,
Faking It is more like physical, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, but it's the same concept.
Yeah,
I just noticed.
absolutely.
None of the other games on there are anything like another one unless they're a sequel.
I was gonna say, yeah, Quiplash 2, entirely different than Quiplash 3.
All right, Chris. I also like this title: 2 Rooms and a Boom. For up to 30 fucking players. Who the fuck is gonna play a game with 30 goddamn people?
Who has 30 friends?
Yeah.
Sorry. That you want to play a game with every single one.
It features
Yeah.
2 rooms, a president, and a bomb. I'm not gonna read anything else.
That sounds
Insider.
like a good Saturday night.
Insider. It takes 5 minutes to play. Cool. The Resistance. Werewolf Mafia, as you guys know, the card game. Salem, 1692. Coup. Town of Salem.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Hey,
pause you
I
right
love
there.
that game. That's
And
a
I want
great
to
game.
talk about Town of Salem for 1 second.
Yeah, of course.
So sus has become like a meme. You know, sussy. We're all familiar.
Sussy Baka.
Shut
Yeah,
the
thank you.
fuck up.
Yeah, no problem.
Listen. I didn't want to say it.
Somebody had to.
Okay.
Nobody
yeah.
had to. We could have just not. That was
Nobody
an
has
option.
to do anything.
Yeah, that was
The
an
people
option on
watching
the
at
table.
home probably said it in their
We
head.
don't have to do this podcast. We're done.
Yeah. Bye.
Cutting it off. Episode 18 is the last episode.
Wait. There's a couple games that I actually like in this.
All right.
Project.
Anyway, so, let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
Sus has become a huge thing that's directly correlated with Among Us now, and it makes me so upset to play Town of Salem and say sus, because I've been playing Town of Salem. Anthony knows this, and so does Chris, really. I've been playing Town of Salem for years.
Yeah.
10.
I've been saying
10
sus
years almost.
all the fucking time. And now it's disgusting. Anyways,
And now it's the
what-
imposter.
what are the good games in this list?
Here's another funny word one. Game of Thrones Oathbreaker. Werewords. Battlestar Galactica, the board game.
What? How? What?
Shadows over Camelot. Dracula's Feast. And now that I'm
I thought
done
you
with
were gonna say
those.
Dracula's feet.
Yes, that is what I
disgusting.
said.
Yeah, Dracula's
yes.
feet. You have to
Yeah.
find it. You have to find the foot fetishist.
Dear God.
The crew.
Chris, what was that one space game? What's that one called?
The one with like where you're in a ship.
Yeah.
Among Us.
Oh wait, and like yeah, the one where there's like aliens that are hiding among like the people that have to make
Yeah.
sure the ship's working.
Yeah.
I think it's called Among Us.
I can't remember.
All right.
Really, I'm stumped. Not gonna lie.
No worries. There's Project Winter, which is a pretty cool game. Then there's Deceit. It used to be really cool. It's gotten kind of fucking lame. But one of you guys turns into a fucking monster and kills everyone. Pretty sick. And then obviously my all-time favorite, Trouble in Terrorist Town from Gmod. I fucking love that game.
Classic.
The classic, indeed.
Yeah. Gmod murder.
Oh, and how could I fucking forget? Murder Handshake.
Oh yeah, that's truly the classic.
That's
That is a classic
one.
indeed.
Murder Handshake is the blueprint.
All right, with that being
It's also
said,
called Murder in the Dark.
with that being said, I will never bring up Among Us first ever fucking again.
Thank you. Yeah, everybody.
And now,
that's the
from now on,
episode.
everyone, look forward to the next next few episodes. Next bit of episodes are going to be 100% Among Us free.
Yeah.
so-
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Listen,
fingers
we
crossed.
can't. We really can't promise that.
But we can sure try, Jack. We can sure fucking try.
Marcus may not be here, but there's a reason why the 4 of us are on a podcast together. Anyways, that's the episode, everybody. Thanks for listening. As always, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
All of the
subscribe,
things.
like, comment, all of that. Share.
Let
with
us
your
know
friends, tell
your
them something
favorite
different.
conspiracy theories.
Please do, actually.
Yeah.
I'll post if I can remember for once. I'll post on our story at CramJamPod on Instagram, and you can leave your favorite conspiracy theories. Maybe we'll read a couple off next week. On Marcus's hiatus, while we work, the 3 of us work diligently to figure out what has happened to him. We've got our cork boards and our red yarn connecting to thumbtacks
Yeah.
and photos.
Yeah, you guys can't see, but on my webcam, Jack can see. I've got on my wall just photos of Marcus and just splayed
Yeah.
everywhere. All his last sightings. They kind of.
Yeah.
It's really weird. He kind of looks like Bigfoot in most of them.
Yeah, it's
they're all
insane.
really fuzzy.
Yeah. Chris has he's got like 5 o'clock shadow, and he's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
he's got his suspenders down. He's really having a rough time.
It's been a long day. I got my tie all the way undone and my shirt unbuttoned, and it's a cold October night, and that's when she walked in.
So yeah, we're planning on having a few guests on.
Yeah.
So we'll get to hear from some new voices for once.
Yeah, thank God you guys can hear anyone else other than our voices on this thing.
To ease your ears.
Yeah.
Quite.
So yeah, we'll be updating all that stuff on our Instagram at CramJamPod. We don't really post on Twitter, so I don't even know why I still plug it, but follow us anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Shalom.